What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Night of the Focus TV. We got Octavia Wyatt here, Cardell W. Jr., Raymond Lyons, now Wilson Tarpe Jr. Man, so much. There's not a lot going on. Okay, there's
We're just used to saying so much.
It's almost like a habit, but that's not what it is. Everybody knows what's happening outside. We're hoping everybody continually does their best to stay indoors and stay safe because, once again, it's another one of those weeks where, it looked kind of nice outside and folks were acting crazy. And we're outside by the dozens. Come on, people, got to do better. Get inside the house. This isn't that complex at all. It's literally just a matter of safety. And not only, I feel like everyone is being outside, it's not only it's just selfish. It's not about just you being okay. This is something where you hardly even know who has it until it's too late. And how many other people can affect. Just do better. But anything y'all wanted to catch up on in terms of what y'all been up to before we get going tonight?
I just wish people would stay inside, but it's like you open outside for one day and people go crazy. I just hope everybody's being safe. As much as I'm going crazy in the house as well, take a drive. That's what I usually do. Just take a drive, take a run, take a walk, ride a bike, something. I get you don't want to just be cooped up in the house 24/7. But I don't see the need of why we need to go to the beach right now. I don't understand. It's not even Memorial Day yet. What are we talking about? I don't understand everybody's gung ho. Don't get me wrong. I want to get my nails done. I want to get my hair done, but I don't want to die for it. So I just hope people put stuff into perspective. That's really what I'm gathering from everything.
Raymond and Cardell?
Just likewise, man. Just use common sense. Stay safe. Whatever you're trying to go outside to do, it's not worth it. Please stay in the house. Stay away from people. It's actually very selfish. You're not only endangering yourself, you're endangering everybody you come in contact with. I don't think anybody wants to go through a COVID recovery phase because of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just stay in the house, people.
I share y'all sentiments, but I'm trying to be positive, but people are making it hard. It's just, right now people just ignorant. And it's sad that we kind of got to the state, people just want to do what they want to do, say what they want to say, don't really think about the consequences until it really affects them. Then, you see GoFundMe pages go up and stuff and they want support, and it's just nah, y'all got to take that L. This is what y'all brought on yourselves, and honestly, everybody not spiritual and stuff, but I kind of think this is where a little bit of the situation is. I think we all need, world as a whole need to be humble. You know what I'm saying? And people not kind of paying attention to that part of it. You know what I'm saying? And then they just making it worse. The numbers just wrong, but you got dumb governors not thinking. We're going to reopen. You got people still following suit. I don't care what the governor say. Me and mine staying in crib.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna know it either.
I don't care. I gotta make sure they straight, because obviously, as you can see, with what's going on in DC, there's a lot of poor leadership going on, and this is more than ever. You have to use your own common sense and make sure you're in yours straight, because you can't follow what other people are saying. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught in a situation, and you're gonna be pretty much by yourself unless your loved ones or people close to you supporting you, but they can't get rid of the virus for you. So why even put yourself in harm's way? Just common sense.
Exactly. It's something that's just not that common anymore.
I was going to say, common sense is out the window. People trying to sue governors of states to get them to reopen. It's ridiculous. They're trying to sue the governor of Maryland because he won't reopen.
It's just...
No,
Go ahead, Cardell.
The government tried to take his shipment of tests from what he got from China.
Yeah.
Because it looks stupid. After they said, y'all on your own. And you're okay, well, I'm going to take leadership. Just, man, don't get me started.
Man, this conversation could definitely easily go 50-something minutes. But we're going to take a quick break. What we got for you guys tonight? I know last week we debuted the Rundown series. So not to just, log you guys down with game after game after game. Also, to give ourselves a break too. A lot of times with rapid fire, we kind of get to it at the end of a show, right? And we don't always get a chance to get through it. Some of the folks, you catch it today, you get the whole thing. All the times, folks that catch the show on Friday, you don't get all of rapid fire all the time. So today, we're going to take some time and we're going to just relax. Well, I don't know how much we can relax with some of these questions, but I'm going to take our time and go through rapid fire organically as a whole and just let it marinate a little bit. But we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, Cardell and I, we can go ahead and start sharing these rapid fire. I'm going to do my best, That's his department with the questions with rapid fire.
I'm nervous, man.
Yeah. So we can only imagine what you got for us this week. I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully they're not too many easy ones, but we're gonna try to stress y'all out because I know some of these questions are gonna be stressful, just cause. But you're watching the Focus TV. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back to the Focus TV. As promised, rapid fire. Oh man, Cardell, you want to start? How you want to do this? Go question for question until we're done.
I'll go ahead and start with one. Kind of brought it up a little bit before the show started, but the Alex Smith Project 11, E60 documentary dropped last week, and it's let's just say awoken. So a lot of people's ideas of what he's been through over the last pretty much 2.5, 3 years or so. It showed his entire journey from when he got tackled and fractured his tibia through the whole process of, obviously surgery to, thinking, after surgery, they can just go home, wait for the healing process to begin and start rehab. But he get home and it gets affected with flesh-eating bacteria, literally eating at his leg. And he had to go through multiple surgeries to clean that up. And he kind of faced the reality of possible amputation. Actually, his family suggested, his wife and father suggested it. But luckily, the doctor kind of gave him one more chance, and that is what did the trick as far as cleaning it up. All in all, he had 13 surgeries in 59 days from that original incident. And, even though he was down, they kind of sent him down. They didn't even compare his injury to an average, to a gruesome sports injury. They compared it to a gruesome injury you get from being in war, from being in the service. Because those are only people that can kind of compare it. So they actually sent them to a military facility to talk to people who lost their limbs in wars and battles and stuff like that. And they just inspired him because he's just like, well, I still got a shot. I'm seeing them with their limbs gone. I mean, people that literally was like, I got tired of surgery, so I just told them cut the limb off. And that's what motivated him. Like, all right, let me keep pushing. At least I got hope. And he managed to push through. It's enough where now he's running with his kids, he can walk and stuff. I mean, obviously football is way to the future right now if he ever gets to that point, but just to see him being able to run with his kids is a success considering if you saw what he went through. Just what are your thoughts as far as not just what he, the outlook of what he went through, but your respect for him for pushing through?
For me, I have the utmost respect for him in a situation like that. I haven't seen the documentary yet, like I said, but I definitely want to see it. We've seen gruesome injuries over the years with Paul George, numerous people that's had serious injuries, but you've never heard it like this from a sports injury. Like you said, them comparing it to an injury that you sustained in a war, that's a lot to even deal with. Flesh-eating bacteria in your leg, and then not knowing if you'll ever play the game that you love again. A lot of people can't deal with that reality, especially if it's taken from them unannounced. Like he wasn't ready for it. It's not like he was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to retire. It is what it is. You know, he just got to the Redskins, still had a starting position. And I have the most respect for him because, like you said, a lot of people could have just been like, cut it off. 13 surgeries in 59 days is ridiculous. Yeah. I've never had one surgery. I can't imagine having 13 in 59 days. That's 2 months. 13 surgeries in 2 months. That's crazy. So definitely hats off to him. I'm glad he's able to walk and at least run with his kids. I do think football should be like far from his brain right now until he, you know, if he ever gets 100%. If he's not 100% now, like I said, I haven't seen it, but yeah, the whole situation is crazy, and this is really making me want to go watch the documentary right now.
Are you right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I did see I saw like a still shot of his leg maybe like 3 or 4 days after the injury, and it looked like they dipped his leg in a vat of acid. Like it was terrible, and just to see that. And then to know where he is now, like you said, being active with his kids and all. I mean, I can only imagine how he feels just even getting that far. Like, but yeah, just his courage and his fight just to get through this process. Man, like I said, 13 surgeries in 2 months. Like, can you imagine? Like, people have surgery and are down for weeks. Like, I couldn't fathom it. More power to him, man, because I'd probably be one of those cut my leg off people.
Yep.
Like just to add this, and he almost died because his fever, because the bacteria got so high. They even showed that, like, he was delirious. He was on the bed, like he took every type of drug, period, and they just like, we gotta hurry up. And his wife was just like, man, just save my husband, do you know, just say it was at that point. That's how it really got. So, and go ahead, Wilson. If you done, Raymond.
Yeah, I was done, man. Like that's just one of those bigger than football moments. Like it's life or death at that point. Like, so yeah, he should just be happy to, you know, not only be alive but still have the activity of his limb. And if if he gets to a point where football is a reality for him again, then by all means, like he's earned it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, like as soon as I saw, I think like last year, reading on some of it, and then obviously a lot of the stuff's coming back around because it just came out. I did not watch it. Heard they did a great job of it. I will not be watching it. Yeah, like let that sink in. Flesh-eating bacteria. Like that's the stuff you see in like movies, right?
They showed it thoroughly how it was consistently eating at his leg.
Oh man, I'm watching that tonight.
It's real.
Then you're talking about having to take steam from other body parts.
Earlier, I was just like, whew.
Yeah, I don't even know how you here talking right now because, yeah, I'm not. I saw a couple of the stills. I know the stills you talked about, Raymond. I was good off the stills. We're like, you're not supposed to see a human's leg look like the mannequins you see in class when they're showing you what the inside of someone looks like.
Exactly.
Like that's where it was for me. But I'm just happy. I'm just happy that he's at the place he's at now for him, his family, his kids, obviously. And I probably don't think football is like a reality, but obviously I'm not in charge of things. But I wish him nothing better than getting to a place where he can enjoy, like have a good quality of life. Like from purely, I don't care about football. Just purely in being able to enjoy being a husband, a father, that type of quality of life. And, Cardell, I know we were talking a little bit before the show, like, just football, there's gonna be options to still be with the game you love without being on the field, like literally risking it all. Like that right there, man, so happy that he's still here because it could have easily went a different way.
For me, it was, I watched it because I had a gruesome injury, not nearly like this, but I had a gruesome injury getting ready for overseas, and it blew all my ligaments and everything else. So I had to get a lot of surgery. I think I've had like 8 procedures and surgeries since 2008 on my knee. So I just want to see what he went through, and if I could, some of the similarities and stuff, and which I did see in the doc, like the most basic of moves, like he couldn't even bend his knee back, just bend his knee back to, get his range of motion back, and you can see it in his face. And I was laughing, not at him, but that's exactly what I went through. Like he literally looked like, bench this 1,000 pounds real quick. That's how his face looked. The most simple of moves is the hardest thing. And it's humbling. I can relate to that because that's exactly how it was for me. Obviously, I'm lucky I ain't get an infection, had to go through what he went through. Everything was pretty much smooth once they did what they had to do, and I started doing rehab. But rehab was the hardest part. Anybody that tell you that they're injured and had to do rehab, they would tell you that's the hardest part because you literally have to wait on your body. There's nothing you can do. You just got to do these simple exercises, and you have to keep doing it before you can move on because your body will tell you when you're ready to move on. You move on too quick, you probably tear it again or mess it up again. You're back under the knife, which no one likes. So I got all respect for him, man, because through it all, like, it was a lot of times where he was inspiring. He was keeping his family motivated. They ready to just be like, yo, we going to be all right. And I get it. You got to be like that to push through. So, just when you see it, and I know Octavia said when she said it, when you see it, you just get a newfound respect. And I wish a lot of people would see that because nowadays people are just critical for no reason. Somebody get injured or hurt, and they just want to question everything. And it's like, man, look, y'all at home healthy, y'all good. I understand y'all little entertainment, put on a movie and relax. But right now, that's why I never question nobody's injury. They say they hurt, you hurt, man. I'm going to roll with that. If it comes out you lying, then you got to deal with the consequences. But, injuries are a tough thing to come back from. And I hope this teaches people to be more respectful and open, more positive when this happens to athletes. Because think about it, man, like he pretty much at the end of his prime and it's snatched from him. And he may never, ever come back again. You know what I'm saying? He got 3 years left on his contract. So, life ain't fair. You see it with this situation. But my respect for him went through the roof because it's wild. Because Wilson, like, he was covering the Wizards game. He came to the Wizards game. We saw him in the locker room with the big old halo thing on the little scooter. And we saw him. And, people were kind of questioning them. Like, man, they say he kind of faking his injury. They was saying it in the arena and reporters. So we just like, dude. And people were trying to sneak shots with their phone or the jump. Just like, come on, man. This ain't the time. And now to see everything he went through, I'm just glad that, we ain't fall into that trap or whatnot, man. Like, we going to respect what you doing. This probably your first time out in a minute, man. Enjoy that, dog. So, much respect to him, man. You want to throw a question in the room?
Yeah, I follow with a question, but just to finish it off, to me, I remember I don't know if it was last year, but when we saw it, the first thing I remember was I saw folks, taking pictures, and I just walked out, I didn't care about what else we had to do. That hit a nerve for me. Seriously? A man's out with his kids, probably your first time out in quite a bit, and then you watch this. You gotta, at the end of the day, all people get, I don't care whether you're covering it or not, these are still human beings. They're still human beings. If that was you going through that, the last thing you would want, you probably don't even want family members to see you, let alone strangers with their phones out, snapping stuff, just sharing it everywhere.
Exactly.
That's just, it's just wild. But again, a lot of love to Alex and continue to wish him, recovery. Like I said, I just want him to have a good quality of life, man. Football separate, just good quality of life. So I guess for me, my first question for you guys, a very interesting time. We talk about draft classes and everybody gets all hype. We just had one go on. But usually, this is something I heard before and then, years ago and then got reaffirmed in talks with Cardell for the past couple of years. No matter the sport, everyone's quick to do draft grades. It's one of the reasons we don't really get into all that. Here is right after a draft. You can like a fit, but we don't know until you see something. You want to know how you can kind of have an idea for a draft class, like draft grades? 3 years later, 4 years later, 2017 draft class, 5th year options. Boy, things got interesting. 32 picks in the first round, 18 players got their 5th year option. Only 5 of the top 10 players drafted got their 5th year option. So again, going back to that top 10 real quick, you got Garrett, Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams. McCaffrey got paid, deserved every penny. John Ross, Pat Mahomes. So my question for you guys, looking back at that draft and then looking at, now where these options are being declined at this rate, what do you guys think about that?
I personally never really liked draft grades. I mean, I've never been like a huge avid draft watcher anyway. This year was different because there's literally nothing else sports related on, so I had to watch it. But I'm more of a show and prove type person. Like, I've never been like, oh, this person looks great on paper, but what's going to happen in the game? So that's why I usually I don't really pay attention to grades. I don't really pay attention to mock drafts, stuff like that. Like, it's cool to see where people are projected to go based off of what specific need that specific team needs. So that part about it is cool. But as far as pinpointing how great this player is going to be in 5 years, I can't really get behind it unless it's a short thing. And I feel like there are players that, of course, that that are short things. Like, of course, when LeBron came out of high school, everybody knew he was going to be great. Stuff like that I get. But it's too wishy-washy for me to just be like, oh, yeah, I'm putting all my faith in this person. They're going to be amazing. I'm going to bet the house on them. I can't really get behind it until I see it. I'm more of a show and prove type person. So that stat that you just gave was great because I honestly didn't know that. But it shows that a lot of times that most people need time to progress. Everybody that you think is going to be great is not always going to be great. But I guess it is what it is. So, yeah, that's very interesting, though.
Go ahead, Raymond.
Yeah, like Octavia, you got to show me. I'm skeptical of about 95% of players at the next level until they show they can exceed at the next level. And, I mean, yeah, it's good to project. I mean, that's what GMs and scouts are paid to do. But, it's just one of those things, man. Especially with college quarterbacks. Like, you never know what those guys are going to do. Like, who was the guy from Hawaii? I think he ended up playing for the Redskins. Brennan? Brennan was it?
Oh, he's about Cole Brennan. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I remember Cole Brennan. He put all the numbers up in that system.
He destroyed NCAA. But, wow. It gets different when you get up there with the grown-ups. So yeah, and that is interesting information regarding that draft and their fifth-year options, especially when you look at a guy like Leonard Fournette. You know what I mean? Like, he was projected to be all of it. And, now look what his career's turned into. Excuse me. And, you do have to give – and another thing, you can't judge a draft class after 1 year. Or call somebody a bust after 1 year. You got to give them time to adjust, mature, get acclimated to what goes on in the pros, and then I give them a few years, and then you can maybe kind of see, all right, this is where they're going to max out at, or their career is going to blossom into whatever. But yeah, drafts are fun, they're cool. I really don't put too much stock into it, but I guess they got to hype something up. So.
Cardell?
Draft, it's an inexact science, man. Because you can look at the talent and all that, the physical build, but what you can't judge is the heart and the mentality. And that's ultimately the most important thing. Some people are just happy their goal is to just make the NFL make $1 million. And that, once they get that, the drive, it dies. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just like, you know what? I want to be all pro. As soon as they make all pro, they start working. Some you got the very few, I want to be the best of them. And those are the people that eventually become that. So it's just different. You can't really, it's just, you do the best you can for the evaluation. That's why scouts that get it right more times than not are valuable. Like, I can go on the, basketball side, Jerry West, guys like that. When you hit a home run all the time, you got to understand that they have a great eye for talent and they're valuable. And you have to kind of see what works for them and try to apply it to you, so you can try to benefit the same way. A lot of times, just like everything else in life, a lot of scouting is done, is connected to agendas, narratives, and relationships. You can clearly see that this player ain't there, but you might be cool with their coach, so you throw him a bone, and that player don't pan out, cost you your job. It sets you back, especially in football. If you draft wrong on a quarterback, man, that's a few years. Hard to come out of that, man. It's like the NBA. You mess up on your first round pick, and you a lottery team, man. It's because you don't know if the next draft will be strong. You don't know when it's gonna come back around. So, I mean, you gotta just have no bias whatsoever and get information. That's what people don't understand. I mean, real information, like, and see for yourself. Just because they telling you things that sound good, go in the gym and see. Get there early. See what they looking like. See if they got a work ethic. See all that. Everybody, I scouted a lot with college and high school. And when I'm doing college, they teach us that it ain't even rather get into the basketball. Go on the campus. Go talk to the students. Go talk to the cafeteria lady. If he a nice guy, he's, all that matters. And that's why I be trying to tell players, like, how you act out here, they know. They know. I mean, think about it. If you're on the NBA team, you're about to invest millions of dollars in these people, man. Like, I want to know everything. I want to know his blood type, his social security. I want to know everything. I'm not rocking with him. I don't care. Nah, we good. Because he's going to set his back, and we owe him all this money. And we got to suck it up. So, it was one draft a few years ago. I'm not going to say his name. I want to bash some kid from UNLV from Canada. The scout specifically told a certain organization, do not draft him because mentally he's not tough enough and his work ethic is questionable. And he went ahead and did it anyway, and sent him back for years. And the thing was, they said you yell at him, he's done for 4 days. But in the NBA, that's 3 games. So yeah, that's 3 games. So and if you were a lottery team, you got a number pick, you need a kid. Obviously, he's a big part. He needs you here. It's gonna already be hard enough. So now we 0-3 because you got an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Cardell, before moving on, like, I just wanted to bring it up just because it's one of those things where you hear all these flowery things said from teams come draft day. Everything's positive. Everything's wonderful. Year 2, everything's great. It's okay. They got time. Year 3, now it's time to pay them. My. Things change quickly.
The crowd, they got to please the public, man.
Man, look, the second overall pick in that draft, if that option was exercised, $24.8 million. So as much as all that stuff people were talking about Trubisky, 24.8. The truth is right there. Like, it's cool, but no, 24.8. Meanwhile, the Chiefs happily accepted their 24.8 for Mr. Mahomes.
Wow.
I don't blame him.
Deshaun Watson, 17.5 for the Chiefs and the Texans. These are deals for those kids at the moment. But go ahead, Carter.
You said a whole lot right there, man. Do you believe Craig Hodges was banned from the NBA? Obviously, after they won the '92 championship, the Bulls, they went to visit the White House, and then President George Bush, he showed up wearing a dashiki and delivered a handwritten letter to President Bush, expressing his discontent with the administration's treatment of poor and minorities. A lot of people feel because of that he was blackballed. Obviously, they blame Michael Jordan for not standing up, as usual, where everything that goes wrong with the Bulls is his fault. What are your thoughts on, do you believe he was blackballed after that because he wasn't picked up by another team ever
again? It didn't help his case, but going from 6 points to 5 points to 4 points a game also didn't help his case. I mean, like, I get it, him being as vocal as he was on those issues. Like, of course, that's always going to have the potential to negatively impact you. But, it's, with all due respect to Craig Hodges, I mean, I don't think people were lining up to get him on their team anyway. And he's a deadly 3-point shooter, but, you know, like, this isn't a case of, like, you know, Mahmoud, who was kind of systematically taken out when he was still producing at a high level, you know. So, like I said, I mean, it made it a lot easier for people to discard him, but I would venture to say his career wouldn't have lasted that much longer, void of the activism. But, you know, we're in the age of saying a certain player didn't speak up on issues, so they're going to try to tie this in some way. So that's just my take on it. I don't think he would have been around the NBA much longer. He was a little long in the tooth at that point anyway. So,
I mean, I agree with basically everything you said. I don't feel like he would have made the league that much longer either. And like you brought up good points too, where being a deadly 3-point shooter is great, but if you got one of those already, you know, you kind of need somebody else that's going to also do other things. And that's the only thing he can do. Although, as we've seen recently, you know, we know that these big leagues, NBA, NFL, are not above blackballing people. So it's definitely possible that we may have just started along, you know, back in the day, maybe when people weren't really paying that much attention to it, or if they were. But yeah, I don't think it would have mattered either way. But I don't put up above anybody that they did blackball him.
Yeah, for me it's a no.
Muted Wilson.
Appreciate it. For me it's a no. Yeah, from a basketball perspective, we've seen, you know, several times, like, if Jerry Krause thought anybody could make him look good and help the team by also taking away from the people he didn't like that were on the team, they'd be on the team. Like, they would be there. If Craig could help in the basketball capacity, I think he'd be there. Yeah, I don't think it's anything remotely like, as you said, with Mahmoud or Colin or, you know, Ali way back. It's not remotely the same thing. I just think this is more of a thing where you gotta just own what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just own what it is, own your behavior. And I'm not talking about behavior in terms of the thing with Bush. Like, that's your choice. You're grown. You can do that. You also got to take what comes with it. However, I don't think it's hard for me to find that you were a specific target of the entire league to get you, whose points per games were dropping little by little. And outside of Bulls fans, people hardly know exactly who you were, getting you out the league. Like, Mahmoud was putting up numbers, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, for me, I agree with you, Raymond. His stats were dropping. Even what he does best drop. You know, 3-point shooting dropped from 48% to 37%. And he was never a great defender. So that hurts. You know, especially a team built on that. What people don't also overlook is they drafted B.J. Armstrong in 1989, and he got better. His scoring increased from 89 to 92, from 5.6 to 9.9. Assists improved from 2.5 to 3.2. 3-point shooting was consistent at around 50%. His field goal percentage was at 48%, and he was a he was a better defender. So he was a better player. He was a younger player, and he's ascending, and you're declining. Then on top of that, you go to White House and pull that off at that time when the league is still trying to promote themselves and market themselves globally and within the country. Because you got to understand, they just really started getting corporate deals a few years prior. So you do that, you ruffle the feathers, which I respect. Don't get me wrong, but when you make that move, you also got to be aware, like, this might be it. Mm-hmm. You have to be conscious of that. So you're a declining player, and then you pull that stuff. What you think was going to happen? You know what I'm saying? So they're not trying to deal with that storm because they know if they put you on a team, they're going to ask questions about this. And if you're declining, you're not even going to play that much, or if you play at all, you're not going to be able to produce that much. You're just a headache. It's a headache for no reason. What's the point? and that's just being real. So I love how people try to just put this as, like he was averaging 20 and 10, 40% from three or something like that, and he on some Isaiah Thomas stuff, and then boom, it wasn't like that. But people got to run with the story, and especially during that time, man. That was the time when they was at the Mike Neck. You know what I'm saying? So. I just think people just need to really look at everything in context moving forward instead of jumping out and stuff, especially when you can literally look back 30 years from now. And I just ask that because of The Last Dance and people blowing this up like, man, y'all did them dirty. I mean, Nas game did them older. You know what I'm saying? Age, father time, just facts. On you, Wilson.
One that's hard to follow. But now what we're going to do is going to take a very quick break. But before we do that, want to shout out Jamal Hayward over 9450, continually doing what it is that he does. He provided us once again with another 9450 breakdown. This week he's going to be demoing quick pickups off a combo move. Again, quick pickups off a combo move. And when we get back, we're going to go ahead and continue rapid fire. You're watching the Focus TV.
Guys, it's been a while. Obviously, because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to get in the gym. So today we're gonna have a move today. No specific combination. I'm gonna work on a dribble move right now, a 3 dribble move, and it's gonna go right into a quick pickup. Okay. So quick pickups get defenders off balance because if you sell it right, like you go into the basket, they'll be off balance. You could go right into your jump shot. So I'm gonna go between, behind. So between, behind. My quick pickup is going to be that last behind the back, okay? So I'm starting with my right hand here. So I'm going boom, boom, right up, okay? So you want to get after that behind the back, right into your shot pocket, okay? Right into your shot pocket, right into your shot. Now watch my feet. So as I go between, behind here, I'm going left, right. What I'm doing is, because the ball is coming from my right hand to my left hand, I want to sell them going to the basket to the left. So again, I'm here. Boom, 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 up. Now the opposite hand. So here, up. Right, left. What's up, guys? It's been a while. Obviously, because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to get in the gym. So today we're gonna have a move today. No specific combination. I'm gonna work on a dribble move right now, a 3 dribble move. And it's going to go right into a quick pickup, okay? So quick pickups get defenders off balance because if you sell it right, like you go into the basket, they'll be off balance. You could go right into your jump shot. So I'm going to go between, behind. So between, behind. My quick pickup is going to be that last behind the back, okay? So I'm starting with my right hand here. So I'm going boom, boom, right up, okay? So you want to get after that behind the back, right into your shot pocket, okay? Right into your shot pocket, right into your shot. Now watch my feet. So as I go between, behind here, I'm going left, right. What I'm doing is, because the ball is coming from my right hand to my left hand, I want to sell them going to the basket to the left. So again, I'm here. Boom, 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 up. Now the opposite hand. So here, up. Right, left.
Once again, just want to thank Jamal Hayward for knocking out the 9450. Man, that stuff is weird not seeing him in the gym this time. But as he stated, we all know why. So, but thank you so much, Jamal, and obviously stay safe. All right, I think it's my turn on the question. I believe so. All right, so let's see what we have here. All right, Cardell, I see why you enjoy this. Like a little sense of power you got. You don't know what. Yeah, it's fun. I get it.
You're on your toes, man. You gotta pay attention.
Yeah. All right, here I got it. I got one. It's kind of easy, but this is more of a it's kind of sad too, right? So it's a little Last Dance related. On social media, obviously, and I obviously want to go ahead and plug this every Sunday night. Follow us on social. We go ahead and take some time. Last Dance Symposium. Definitely go check that out. I felt some type of way. Like I said, saddened and both offended deeply. That it felt like folks were watching not only Mike for maybe one of the first times, which I get, but y'all just thought Charles Barkley was a fat guy on TV that couldn't hoop at all. Like the amount of tweets.
The round mound.
Like I even saw some people like, I don't even know if they were think pieces because I didn't click on it. But the fact that things are being written, like you're unaware that, yeah, man, but go ahead, I'll tell you.
People, like you said, people forget real quickly. They look at him now, he's funny, they call him the round mound, him and Shaq go back and forth. Whoop-de-whoop. Charles Barkley was a beast. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, he was who he was. Like, and I just feel like, again, we're in that age, in that time and age where people don't fact check, people don't look up for stuff. They just take what they want and just say it. But again, we have YouTube, guys. I'm telling you, everything you need is there. Talk to the old folks. Like, y'all are crazy if y'all thought. I think a lot of people just say because he didn't win a ring, you know. But that's, again, just people just talking, just being a fair weather fan, not really knowing anything about the game. They just kind of hop on what's hot at the moment, not really knowing, not fact checking. So I'm not surprised. I was deeply disturbed as well, though. So you're not alone there.
All right, so cool. It wasn't just me seeing this in shock, making faces at my phone.
Like what are y'all talking about?
Go ahead, Ray.
I mean, it's not shocking at all. Once this whole Mike played against weak competition thing started coming up, I automatically knew what we were dealing with. So, like, it's not surprising to see people are uninformed and they just speak from a place of ignorance, basically. Like it's been said, Charles Barkley was an animal. And if you didn't know that, then you probably shouldn't be talking about basketball. Plain and simple. So, I mean, I'm loving The Last Dance because it's really exposing a lot of people. So I love it. That was one of my main things that I was looking forward to from it. You know, people that really didn't see Mike, people that didn't really watch that era of basketball, people that don't know, people that didn't go back and do their research. Like it's really coming out now because you're still arguing against what's shown to you on TV every week. Just
it's right there.
Just accept it. Like it's cool that you didn't go back and look, like you said, go on YouTube before. It's cool, but now, I mean, the thing's averaging 6 million viewers per episode. So you're watching, and you're still arguing with facts. So, I mean, I just sit back and laugh. It's funny to me. I'm highly entertained. Oh man, can't wait till Sunday.
Cardell.
The thing called Twitter, free Twitter, 2000 something, whatever like that. You're not allowed to comment on it. I just feel like that. Social media just give a lot of people voices that shouldn't have voices. I know people probably look at us and think like that, but no, we're actually credentialed reporters, so we're gonna be good regardless. Like even if all this, what the hell, they take social media, we're fine. You know what I'm saying? We deserve to have a voice because we work for it, but we also take this crap serious. So we're gonna do our research and make sure when we do open our mouth, we know what we're talking about. We're just not rambling. I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna say his name. I had the kids say Magic Johnson was overrated early. He was just only good at transition and passing the ball.
Might tell him to go somewhere, whoever this person is.
I try to save him. He's about to go to college. I try to save him, but he pride kicking, which does with a lot of people. So I'm waiting for his Kyle Kuzma moment down the line when they bring up the tweet, and then he cop a plea like, "Yo, man, I was young then. No,
Twitter don't ever go away. It's always gonna be there.
Twitter is archived in the Library of Congress. It's there forever, dog.
It's never going away. And they will find it and they will bring it up.
But I mean, we saw a lot of people saying that, like, dang, I ain't know he's like, but you be the main ones talking about that era and Jordan and Plumbers and stuff. And that just let me know, I'm like, man, that's why I don't even really debate him. I just let people have it because it's a waste of time and energy, and you just know they're stupid. I mean, the dude was 6'4", 6'5", doing like 56 and 15, and like, come on, man, like, I mean, dog, he was point guard size doing that, man. with Zion body and athleticism, he was a freak of nature. And I mean, Tim Grover, who I revere, the greatest all-time trainer in my eyes, like he said, Barkley was a better athlete than Jordan. And that's saying a lot. Like he said, when Barkley ruptured his quad, he had a boot on, and he was doing rehab. And Tim Grover told the story. He was just like, Barkley got so mad one day. He said he just picked up a basketball and jumped off the messed up leg and dunked it. That's how. And keep in mind, he was playing at like between 250 and 300 throughout his career. So he was a big boy doing what he was doing, and he was skilled. I mean, bro, I mean, I got stuff from him in college, all that, man. Like, he was a freak. And the only thing I've seen close to him in that mold is Zion when he came along. Maybe Rodney Rogers back in the day before he got. It's only been a few of those undersized bigs, but he and Rodney Rogers 6'7", 6'8". You know what I'm saying? And Zion 6'7". This dude 6'4", 6'5", doing all that, winning rebound. Like, come on, man. It's just, my thing is, if you don't know, man, like I don't know how we got to this point. When we were growing up, we respected history, and we were taught if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, shut up. Like, you should be seen, not heard anyway, because you're a kid. You don't know nothing.
Exactly.
Now, he deserves to have rights and stuff. She deserves to have rights. Freedom of expression. And like, no. That has to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're just going to stir up stuff, and then adults going to have to clean it up. So, no, you don't deserve to have something, especially you don't know what you're talking about, man. It's just, come on, man. Like, and now, like you said, Raymond, it's in your face. So you can't have so all that plumbing stuff that went away. So now you can't nitpick the game no more. So now they just finding anything. Just it's just funny, man.
What you
and
got?
it don't help that they bored in the house too.
That's why
That don't help.
I've been telling Cardell every week Sunday's like shoe serving because you gotta take it. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah, man.
You just gotta sit. It's the only thing on. But go ahead, Cardell. What you got next?
Oh man. Oh. Well, since we on that, might as well get this out of the way. Does the so-called lack of activism hurt Jordan's legacy?
I don't think so. Me personally, I don't feel like that should hurt his legacy at all. What people choose to do outside of the basketball court is up to them. What people don't choose to do outside of the basketball court is up to them. Now, I just don't feel like it should play any part. Yeah, if people were doing it, people that were involved in it, if that adds to their legacy, that's all well and good. But I don't think the fact that he may not have been as vocal or as upfront about those things should have anything to do with his contribution on the court. Like, I feel like that's what it should be. So I personally don't think it should affect him.
But first of all, I think that whole part of it is a little fabricated to begin with. Yeah, he wasn't holding rallies and speaking out and things like that, but he was doing other things. Cardell, I think you touched on this when we did the symposium on Sunday. Like, he did a lot and still does a lot behind the scenes and doesn't crave the media coverage and the publicity from it. And again, people just speaking on what other people's information that's presented to them and don't do their own research. Like, I'm not going to go into it on here, but please go and research Mike's philanthropic efforts. Like, and Cardell, something we were talking about earlier, you said at the Jordan Classic, pretty much every employee from the janitor up to Mike was of color. Like if you look at Charlotte's front office, those are people of color. Like, when Mike took hold of the Hornets, he revived Charlotte's economy. Like, that place is bustling now. Like, I mean, come on, like, people. It's
free clinics.
Exactly, man. It's just something else, like something else to try to chip away at his, at his status, But I mean, he didn't do it in the style that people wanted. But that's like, come on, man, like, get over it. Like, he's actually doing something. Go ahead. Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think he'll be back in a second.
But that's a great point, though. Like, he does a lot of stuff where he doesn't crave the media attention behind it.
Go ahead, Cardell. You about to say?
I was gonna say, isn't it funny that people who like to count other people's money and what they do, and they're not doing anything? It's hilarious. Like, they criticize $1 billion. Like, even what he's going to make from the Last Dance documentary, which is I'm pretty sure it's going to make a lot of money because all the viewers, he's donated that to the
charity. Yeah.
All that going to charity, but they probably saying that's not enough. You make you a billionaire, why don't you do more? I'm like, why don't you do more?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do anything?
Yeah, it's talking ish all the time.
When he came back to play for the Wizards, he donated his entire salary to 9/11 relief funds. Like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know what people want.
I think honestly, it's what you said.
Like I said.
No, go ahead.
No, it was like what I said on Sunday. So our people so caught up in the talking and stuff. I'm like, man, look at the action, because there's a lot of people that do talk and don't do nothing. So it just sound good. The same people that be on Instagram saying, "Oh, that was horrible," getting likes and clicks and all that, and follows. But if you peel back the curtain, they haven't done anything. So what good is it if you do talk?
Yeah, I guess that was the thing for me. Is just like, people gotta understand there's not just one way to give back. One, two, different generations are different. I know, at least for me growing up, like anytime we gave back or we did anything like that, I know it was instilled in me, like, you're not supposed to want the attention from it. You're supposed to do it because of the act, because you're providing service. And that's what's supposed to matter. Anything outside of that kind of, like, at least it was instilled in me, like, that taints what you're doing if you're seeking the picture,
you're seeking
stuff
praise,
like that, or whatever afterwards. And again, this is not to say, and I'm not saying, again, comprehension, anybody today that's giving back, if you take a picture, I'm not saying instantly you're vilified. I'm just saying there's different ways to do it. Just because you're not seen doing something doesn't mean you're not doing it. It just means you're not seen doing it. It's literally just that simple. I guess my last question I have for tonight, trying to find a good one. All right. 33-1 South Carolina women's basketball program. The documentary for the culture came out last night. I did not get a chance to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it tomorrow. And I urge everyone to do the same. But college basketball analyst Debbie Antonelli was asked if this was the best team Staley had since her tenure as South Carolina began. Antonelli replied, "Yes, I do. I definitely do. And that's a lot considering the obviously 2017 championship team with A'ja Wilson, who's the greatest player in the history of the program." Want to ask you guys, what do you think of that statement made by Antonelli? And do you agree? Because we didn't get a chance to see it finished because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think that's a little premature to say that, especially with the profile of the championship team, and having a player like A'ja, like the team that was specified in the documentary deserves praise, but do you keep that same energy if they get to play out the tournament and lose? You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that the other team got it done was they still kind of have that one up on them. So I don't think it's a big issue or anything that she said that, but I just don't agree.
Octavia, Cardell.
Yeah, I agree with Raymond too. Like, I feel like although, it's not this previous team's fault that they didn't get a chance to go to the tournament, but the end all from the situation is they didn't play, they didn't get that opportunity, they didn't win the championship. So I just couldn't put them over the other team based on that alone. Like, winning the championship is winning the championship. I apologize that they didn't get the option to do it this year, but you can't just assume that they would have done it without them. Again, I'm a show and prove type person. I can't just go based off of what ifs and this could have happened, it didn't happen, this did happen. So I'm going to go with the ones that did happen. But again, I can't fault her for having her own opinion about it. But yeah, I agree as well with Raymond.
Cardell?
On paper, this year's team was deeper on top to bottom, no doubt. But you be deep as you want, you still got to get it done. They got it done. This team that had the opportunity to get it done, like, we don't know. With A'ja being such a rare player, let's say had they matched up with this team, it would have been able to do anything with A'ja. Like Aaliyah, I know she will probably in the future, but she's young right now. I don't know if she was ready for that action right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I'm just, I don't know how we got to the point in time where winning is kind of discredited. As hard as it is to win, as much as you put in to try to win, like you do all these workouts and stuff to try to win, and it just kind of like push that to the side because of the here and now. I don't get that, man. So no, I'm always road to champs. You know, it's just facts. They put more in, and to win, especially in the NCAA tournament where it's do or die, that has to be respected. Especially 6 games, you're over whatever a month or so. That has to be respected, man. With that pressure, and we don't know how this team would. Maybe they could have got knocked out in the first round. Then what? You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect champs, and I'm always roll with that.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep across the board for me. Winning is winning. But again, go check out the doc. And I'm happy that they finally did something on what she's done at South Carolina, because the media attention has been trashed in terms of covering South Carolina women's program the right way, or having the type of energy they deserve to have being covered for the success they've had the past few years. Go ahead, Cardell. You got the last question tonight.
You gotta make it a good one.
Charles Oakley blames Patrick Ewing for Knicks' failure to conquer Michael Jordan. He said Patrick at the end of the game, he get double teamed. We shoot fadeaways on double teams, and that hurt us as a team. My thing with Jordan is it's not like the Bulls beat us by 20. Most games went down to 2-3 possessions. Y'all made shots, we didn't. The best player won. Michael was a better player than Patrick, hands down. Ewing averaged 25.8 points and 11.2 rebounds and shot 53% in the 6-game series. Ewing in the last dance documentary obviously said it was extremely physical. It wasn't really a foul until you drew blood. Oakley's reply was, a lot of guys who talk down didn't say that stuff when they play basketball. And he said Pat Riley never adjusted to the situation like Phil did. At halftime, we did the same thing. They trapped us full court. We never did nothing like that to trap them and make them think about the game. We didn't make shots and played into their hands. With defense, they played the zone and built the wall. They knew Patrick wasn't going to pass out the double team. They watched a lot of film. We watched a lot of film, but we were playing checkers and they were playing chess. The Bulls had Michael and we had Patrick. Oakley said it's like seeing Beyonce and going to see someone trying to be Beyonce. If Beyonce is in town, everyone's going to see Beyonce. If Michael and Patrick are in town, everyone's going to see Michael. They had to show we tried to stop them and we couldn't stop them.
That's how you gonna end it?
I mean, what did he do to help? Jesus.
Like that, you're talking about a situation you were a part of, dude. Like you lost right next to him. Like
I'm saying,
I'm tired of hearing stuff 20 years after the fact. I'm really tired of that. Why didn't you say that during the series? Where was all this wisdom and basketball strategy genius during the series? Like, dude, like you're literally saying you're talking about the best player in that franchise's history was the reason y'all didn't win. Like, come on, Oak, man. Like,
see, I'm trying to give him a pass because I feel like the reason all this stuff is coming up is because of the documentary. But I'm the same way. Like, I don't want to hear all this nonsense from what we could have did, what it should have did, what if he would have did this. Number one, I feel like he need to take some type of ownership, and then you were a part of the team, you were there. What did you do differently? What could you have done differently? Because everybody's always speaking on what everybody else could have done differently. What could you have done differently? Let's take ownership there. But I'm over it. Like, I can't. These people, like, it's getting a little bit ridiculous at this point.
Emotional.
Yeah, and I feel like Oakley's always been like that. Like, I don't know, just my opinion, but I should probably somewhere like, if this don't be quiet, could you compare this man to Beyonce?
Dude, like, y'all, it was 5-on-5. Like, that's like if we all roll up on 4 other people to fight and we get beat up. I'd say, man, it was Wilson's fault that we got whooped. He ain't connecting enough punches. And I was in the back Like,
just swinging at the air.
like, come on,
Like,
man.
come on. He sound, and I hate to say this because I really hate this term, but he sounds like a female. I hate that term because I'm a female, but at the same time, he sounds like a female. Like, come on, man. I'm just saying.
Kind of quiet over there. Come on, Mr. Wood.
He cracking up.
At a different point in my life, that would have broke me. That's all I got to say. Halfway through that would have broke me, and the other half would have been Bane finishing it off. My goodness. Oh, wow. I know Mike's your road dog, right? I get that. That's your road dog. But as Octavia said and Raymond said, you saying this, you were there, sir. You were there, sir. We've seen you get physical with everybody, sir. Did you put your mans on the ground? How often did you put your mans on the ground? I'm curious. I would like to know. Secondly, you talk about being physical and everything else, or even with Pat, you should have passed on the double team. Keep it, again, to be very, very honest here, was you about to make the shot if he gave it up?
And if they were
I'm
double teaming, I'm sure they were leaving Oakley open.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be so honest. Your man was probably leaving to go double. So
it's actually Oakley's fault. Because if he could shoot, they wouldn't have doubled.
Between him and Charles Smith,
one-on-one.
Between him and Charles Smith, y'all mans was leaving. What do you want Pat to do? And that being said, Pat deserves some ownership because you're the best player. Things didn't go right, or you didn't get your desired result. Cool. Pat got to wear that. This is a very unnecessary stray, and it kind of leads some light into why y'all couldn't do what you needed to do against them.
Mm-hmm.
You worried about all the wrong things right now. Yeah, he shot a fadeaway. Also, that was part of Pat's game. One, it's part of his game. Two, it's a team game. Some of y'all was matched up on some. Oh my goodness! Everybody on the Bulls wasn't top tier player. Okay, therefore, did you do enough? Did you do enough? But go ahead, Cardell, because I can laugh about this all night.
All right, we just want to go to some facts real quick.
That's tough.
Love the facts.
Yeah, you gotta go to the facts.
That's
So,
tough.
the Knicks had 4 players that averaged double-figure scoring: Ewing, Starks, Anthony Mason, Charles Smith. Oakley was 5th. He averaged 8.7 points and 10 rebounds. The Bulls only had 3. Mike at 32, Pippen at 22, BJ at 10, Boris averaged 9, and Bill Cartwright averaged 6 and 3. So Bill Cartwright was 5th on his team in scoring, and Oakley was 5th on his team in scoring. Patrick averaged 25, 11, 2.5 assists, 1.7 steals, 1.8 blocks on 53% shooting from the field. John Starks shot 45% from the field. Anthony Mason shot 61% from the field. Charles Smith shot 55% from the field. Oakley shot 43%. The Bulls, Mike shot 40% for the series, but 40% from 3. Pippen shot 51% from the field. BJ shot 52% from the field. Horace shot 55% from the field. Paxson 45, Scott Williams 62. It just looked like the reason why they pulled it out, honestly, the stars kind of canceled each other out. The role players for the Bulls stepped up. And that's more your job, brother. Like 8 and 10, dog, you can't be criticizing 25 because you dog. Like, ain't anybody trying to hear that, man. I get it. I mean, you wasn't locked up. It'd be different if you locked up there, whoever you, Horace Grant ain't scored, do Jack. If you locked up there front line, I respect it because you took them out and they ain't average double-double. That's big. But they pretty much matched you, dog. And I'm looking at the minutes. You played 32 minutes per game in the series.
Jesus.
So,
was out there a lot.
But I heard that this kind of stems from the Madison Square Garden incident, that he feel like Pat ain't come to his defense. So that's why people be speaking in codes a lot of times when it don't make sense, and you got to pay attention. So it's like Oak a real dude. I love Oak, but it's just like you keep bashing. He keep going at Patrick for whatever reason, and it's like, what you want Patrick to do about this situation? You see what I'm saying? So, the Bulls beat y'all because their role players outplayed the Knicks role players, and their stars outplayed your stars. And you said the coach outcoached your coach. That just means as a complete team, they were better. That's why they got you up out there in 4-2. And even when Mike retired, I still had y'all chances, with Dream and all that. Like, y'all had chances. Then Reggie and them came up and took y'all out. So, I mean, look, man, you had a lot of chances, dog. Hey, dog, that's why you go. But
the Knicks was out there shooting blanks, man. Like, I ain't got time to hear anything they got to say, man. Like you said, the 2 years that man was gone, what y'all do with it? Fumble dying. That's what happened.
And they still almost lost to the Bulls that year.
And then, as a team, free throw shooting, the Bulls shot 77% from the field, which means they could close. From free throw line, the Knicks shot 65. So if the games are close, like you said, came down the last 2-3 possessions, the Bulls making their free throws, makes them missing names. So.
Oh man, fun times. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, get over to finestmag.com, mymodelsports.com. We'll be back next week, same time. I don't even know what we got planned for you guys. Follow us along on social media. The Focus TV will give you an idea. Also, again, until this Last Dance thing is over, every Sunday night, follow us on social, Last Dance Symposium. Shout out to Rodney, appreciate you. And we'll see you guys soon.
See you guys.
All right.